The billionaire behind your grocery store monopoly, the secret power driving up your food prices. Imagine walking into your local grocery store, thinking you're supporting a competitive marketplace. But what if I told you that one man, yes, one billionaire, is pulling the strings behind your weekly food bill? From cereal to canned goods, from eggs to milk, the prices you see aren't just impacted by inflation. They're carefully shaped by a system dominated by just a few mega players. And at the top of it all, a billionaire whose name you've probably never heard of. Stick around, because by the end of this video you might never look at your grocery cart the same way again. Hi friends, welcome back to our channel, where we uncover the stories the big corporations don't want you to know. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We dive deep into the hidden forces shaping your everyday life, from billion-dollar monopolies to systemic corruption. And trust me, you don't want to miss out. If you're as tired as I am of feeling like the deck is stacked against everyday people, this video is for you. So let's dive into today's story. How one billionaire is controlling the grocery game, and why it's costing you more every time you shop. To understand how we got here, we first need to look at how grocery stores work. Most of us assume that competition keeps prices in check, that the Kroger down the street competes with Walmart, who competes with Costco, and so on. But the truth is, a shocking number of these companies are actually tied together at the top by powerful hidden monopolies. Here's how. Over the last 2 decades, consolidation in the grocery and food production industries has skyrocketed. Fewer and fewer companies now control the shelves you see in your store. Mega mergers between corporations, like Kroger's recent plans to merge with Albertsons, are part of the problem. But behind these mergers is another layer, one most people don't even notice. Private equity firms and billionaires who quietly bankroll these deals. One name you need to know is Ronald Perelman. While he isn't a household name like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, Perelman and his private equity firm have played a crucial role in shaping the grocery market as we know it. Through aggressive buyouts, investments in food manufacturers, and control of distribution networks, Perelman has turned grocery stores into gold mines. Not for you, the consumer, but for him and his investors. And this consolidation has dire consequences. So how does one billionaire impact what you pay for groceries? Here's where it gets disturbing. When a handful of corporations, or worse, individuals, control the majority of the supply chain, they can set prices at will. This is called price fixing, and while it's technically illegal, it happens in subtle, hard-to-prove ways. Perelman, through his investments, has stakes in companies that produce everything from processed foods to essential household products. These companies negotiate directly with the supermarkets, many of which Perelman also indirectly controls. And because the competition has been squeezed out by consolidation, smaller companies have no leverage to push back. If they refuse the terms, they lose shelf space, and you lose the variety and price competition you rely on. This monopoly also impacts suppliers like farmers and manufacturers. These billionaires use their market power to demand lower costs from suppliers while increasing prices for consumers. That $5 carton of eggs you bought last week? It didn't get there by accident. Supply chains are deliberately manipulated to maximize profits at every stage, profits that flow back to the top, while families at the bottom are forced to tighten their budgets. Here's the part that should really make you angry. It's not just about the prices on the shelf. It's about how billionaires like this quietly manipulate the rules of the game to keep their profits flowing. They pump millions of dollars into lobbying efforts to block government regulations that could break up their monopolies. They fund political campaigns, influence policymakers, and even craft legislation that works in their favor, all while ensuring that consumers like you shoulder the burden of their growing wealth. Think about it. While you're struggling to pay $6 for a loaf of bread or $8 for a carton of eggs, they're spending that same amount on a glass of bottled water at an exclusive members-only event designed to protect their interests. And here's the kicker. This isn't just capitalism at work. This is greed, unchecked and disguised as business as usual. The worst part? Most of us never even realize it's happening because it's all hidden in plain sight. The system isn't broken, it's rigged, and billionaires like this are the ones pulling the strings. Here's the thing, this isn't just about groceries. When one billionaire, or a small group of them, control a fundamental necessity like food, they also control power. Food security becomes food scarcity when it's managed for profit rather than sustainability. What happens when prices rise beyond what working families can afford? What happens when one company owns all the options on your shelf? We're moving dangerously close to an economic system where the ultra-rich decide who gets to eat and who doesn't. And if that doesn't alarm you, it should. But what can we do about it? The truth is, fighting monopolies isn't easy. Big money often controls not just businesses, but also the politicians and regulators who are supposed to keep them in check. However, awareness is the first step. The more we expose how these billionaires operate, the harder it becomes for them to do so in the shadows. So, the next time you're at the grocery store, take a closer look at what's in your cart. And ask yourself, how many choices do you really have? Are you buying what's best for your family, or what's been decided for you by billionaires like Ronald Perlman? The consolidation of the food industry isn't just bad for competition, it's bad for democracy. But by staying informed and speaking up, we can push for change. If you found this video eye-opening, make sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends and family. Let's get this message out there, because the more people know, the harder it becomes for billionaires to operate unchecked. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more investigative stories that uncover the truth behind the headlines. Together, we can shine a light on the hidden forces shaping our world. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious, and stay empowered. Ha!